know that there are any new trends. I think the newest trend is you hear a lot of organizations talking about using AI, artificial intelligence, to assess talent or to help you identify who you might hire. But I mean, quite honestly, the newest trends in HR are going back to the fundamentals, doing the very basic things and doing basic things right. And so making sure you have strong leadership, making sure you have good training programs. So I don't know that there's any new and improved. I think it really is trying to go back to the fundamentals. I think every company tries to have a strategy to hire the right employees at the right time. And I think it's critical that you know, first of all, what is it that you need for the person to do? That you have very clear job expectations, right? I think it's also clear to understand, in addition to the work you want people to do, understanding how you want people to work. So as an example, most companies, I think, require that you work in a collaborative kind of way with the team. And so one of the things you may want to consider is when you're interviewing is maybe you have a one-on-one interview, but you may want to have the person engage with other people to see if they're the kind of person that works well in a team. Because if your job requires that you work with other people and I interview you one-on-one, you and I may get along fine. When I put you in a group, you may not do so well. Well, I think the key strategy to reviewing the performance of an employee is, one, again, being clear around what were the initial goals, and then giving timely feedback, giving feedback often, and giving feedback that's actionable. You know, telling someone, hey, you did a great job is nice, except how can they replicate that? If I say you did a great job today because you came in on time, you provided me the documents that I needed, and there were no errors in that. Now you know that I need to proofread to make sure I have no errors. I need to stay on schedule and get them to you in time and get them to you in a format that needs to be delivered. So I think making sure you're giving people timely and actionable feedback based on agreed to goals at the beginning around what your expectations are of them. I think technology has made it easier in some cases for human resource professionals and harder. Easier in the sense that there are a lot of things that as an HR person you may not have to be involved in. An employee may be able to go online and get their basic questions answered through self-service, almost like an ATM machine, right? I have a question about something, I go online at my company, I type in my question, I have my answer, which means it allows the HR person to do more strategic work. Advise and counsel managers. So that's made the job easier because a lot of the transactional things can be done at a much lower level, and that may be where technology may be able to help you. Technology can also help by removing biases. If you're using tools and instruments to help you evaluate talent, it may be a lot more objective, and data has proven it's a lot more objective to do it that approach than to have two humans talking to each other. And so in that respect, it's made HR, I think, more predictable, but it's also freed HR people up to do higher level, more strategic work with managers and employees. The challenges, I think, is that in social media, often when people are using social media, they're not using it to get a job. They're using it to show they were having fun at a party, or they're using it to show they're communicating with a peer or a friend. And the problem with that is you may be giving more information about yourself than you would want an employer to have. And so that tends to be a challenge. And so I think making sure that when people are using social media, they understand, particularly young people, when you put something out there, it's out there forever. And it may be representing a side of you that really isn't the side you necessarily would want to be shown in the workplace. I think we're all dealing with the same kinds of challenges. I think the sheer size of the population in India and the age of the workforce in India, many of the issues that you are seeing in India, we're seeing, but you're seeing them twofold. You're seeing a large number of young people coming into the workplace, as we are, but you have even more young people here in India. Some who are highly skilled, many who are not. Many who are highly skilled but don't have the competencies to work in a large corporate or business environment. So I think we have very similar issues, and I think that's the purpose of a conference like this, to share best practices, to share learnings, because again, fundamental good management practices and leadership practices are the same. I think if a small, well, irrespective of the size of the organization, making sure that when you're developing an HR organization, that it aligns with what your values are as a company, right? That it talks to what you want this company to be all about, what you want the company to represent, so that your policies are simple to understand, but they align with your values. And I think HR, we're the keepers of the culture, if you will. We help the management team reinforce, articulate, and drive the culture that they want. And I think when you're building an HR organization, you want to be clear about what it is you want that to be. I think women are a significant part of the population. And I think it's like, and we may be doing a little bit more of that in some parts of the world than others, but I think that's an opportunity of growth for India. Because if women are half of your workforce, but you don't see them in management positions, that is a problem. You know, you have half of your population not fully being utilized. And I would imagine a lot of people who are on the shop floor as workers are women. And so you need to have women represented throughout your entire workforce. And what you heard today at the conference is a lot of organizations are really focusing on improving gender equity and diversity. And so I think over time we will see that happen. And I also think you see more educated women, you see more women wanting to do different kinds of jobs, and you see more companies open to that possibility. So I think you will see that change occur.